My name is Matt Polcher, and today I would like to share a few words reflecting upon this holy season of Lent. 3 years ago this week, our nation and our world experienced, quite frankly, one of the most challenging times in our history. The specter of the COVID-19 virus abruptly halted life as we knew it. Schools were closed, restaurants were limited in services, vital products became in short supply, and perhaps most challenging for us Catholics, our churches became shuttered. We could no longer experience Mass and the reception of the Holy Eucharist in person and as a group. It was during this unparalleled time that, much like Christ in the desert, I sought out solace with periods of personal reflection and meditation. Since gyms were closed and I was accustomed to getting regular exercise, I would often go on long walks, considering what this all meant for me. I firmly believe that God ministered to me by giving me hope and increasing my faith. Not only did this pandemic bring me closer to God, it accentuated my concern for my fellow man. Soon, I began to see close friends struggle with this horrible virus, several of which did not survive it. It really made me appreciate the relationships I have with my friends and to focus on how I could better grow my relationships with other people. After a period far longer than 40 days and 40 nights, it seemed that slowly but surely, society was getting back to normal. Or so I thought. It was in the middle of June that year that I unexpectedly lost my full-time job. After 19 years of security and consistency, life had indeed thrown me another curveball. But yet, through my faith in God, I knew that one day I would indeed hit this unfortunate situation out of the park, and it would create more opportunities for me in the long run. One of the best results that came out of this was it gave me the opportunity to start attending daily Mass on a regular basis. For most of my adult life, going to Mass was more of a labor of love, instead of being the intimate spiritual experience it is for me today. I started to read the scriptures each Mass intently, and to focus on the sermon's messages. However, the most important aspect of attending daily Mass is the opportunity to receive the Holy Eucharist. I firmly believe that receiving the real presence of Christ through Holy Communion directly affects how I relate to others, both in my business and in my personal life. The graces that I receive has definitely made me better able to respond to situations with a more proactive solution. I try to focus more on virtue over vice when responding to any given situation. This whole experience has made me constantly recall the words of the psalmist when he wrote, "Turn to the Lord in your need, and you will live." As we progress through Lent, and ultimately relive Christ's journey to Calvary, I believe this is our opportunity to walk with Christ and to share our daily struggles with Him. He said, "If anyone wishes to come after me, he must renounce himself and take up his cross and follow me." Maybe we are abstaining from our favorite foods or drinks. Maybe we are doing more volunteer work. Maybe we are attending Mass more regularly during Lent. However, we must not forget that Christ's story does not end with His crucifixion and death, and neither should ours. He ultimately triumphed over death and rose to give us all life everlasting. It is truly the deeds we are doing and the sacrifices we are making that will bring us even closer to Christ. Let us keep accomplishing these works of charity continually throughout our lives. In conclusion, I implore all of us to make regular attendance at Mass and regular reception of the Holy Eucharist an integral part of our lives. In doing so, we will come closer to Christ and ultimately become one with Him. And by this continual commitment, one day, as Scripture tells us, we shall be like Him, we will see Him as He is.